Hello everybody, welcome back to Watching Walford. I'm Ash and today we're going to talk about it's another in the episode of my series of ones to watch. So we're going to talk about the Daisy, Ryan and Daniel love triangle and where it's slightly gone ahead and why that's going to be really fucking interesting. Oh, fucking hell, excuse me. Whoa. Okay, so the Daniel, Daisy, Ryan and that triangle is interesting. Why? Okay, essentially, so Daisy's been with Daniel for a good amount of time. I think did they get together at the start of the year? Because they initially had this very, Daniel, Curry. They initially had this very big, love-hate kind of dynamic. Where, essentially... Hold on, let's just June 2021. And essentially they started to get together. They've been together for a good while now. This was a very love-hate relationship. It's like, you're such a poncy bastard. Yo, you're such a conceited cow. You know, kind of like that love-hate, like fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You know, this like intense passion. And they've been together ever since. And they were fine. They were going to set to get married earlier in the year, but obviously Daisy had an ordeal with the stalker, called Justin, who she was nice to him one time when he was at the doctor's with his mum dying from cancer. She was nice to him, so he got obsessed. She started to stalk her. And this stalking storyline came to a head when one day on a wedding day, Justin decided that he wanted to discard Daisy so nobody would ever want her. So he prepared to throw acid in her face. But Ryan was there and he was ready to, take her to the wedding like a good mate. They have history as well. They initially got together a while ago, but Daisy was kind of just using him. And they split up pretty unceremoniously. But essentially, Justin threw the acid, trying to hit Daisy, but ended up just going all over the side of Ryan's face. So now he's got massive scarring and just skin grafts and just issues, just struggling. And this trauma bonded them. It bonded them as now they were both scarred by Justin, but this brought them closer together. Which is why there was now this really strange dynamic where Daisy wanted to see how Ryan was doing. Really, like a lot of the time she spent thinking about Ryan more than Daniel. Because obviously Daisy's no longer the same person that she was before the acid attack and the stalking. It's changed her life. It's how she's changed how she views things. And neither's Ryan's. Ryan's had to work really hard to build himself back up again because now he just feels like a freak. And he started this like OnlyFans type thing, but the filter came off. It was exposed that now he's starting to heal. But there's this dynamic where they're so bonded that Daisy genuinely loves Ryan. Ryan genuinely loves Daisy. Daniel loves Daisy. And, they've shared some kisses every now and then. It was a surprise, but, it felt inevitable that they would eventually, give in fully and decide, you know what, I love you. I'm fully interested in you. And it's come to a head with Daisy and Ryan did a speech in front of, Daniel works in, a school for troubled kids. Excuse me. And they did a speech talking about how one act of violence can completely change your life. And doing this speech kind of reminded them of this shared passion and bond that they have. So then they sleep together. And Daniel shows up afterwards. They're about to be blackmailed for it, but ultimately they slept together, they gave in. Ryan tells Daisy that he loves her. And she's like, whoa, this just got real. She loves him as well, but she's just lying to herself. And it's just really big. But where this is going to get more exciting is obviously within the last little while, I don't remember when it was announced, but obviously Bethany Platt is expected to come back onto the show. And obviously Bethany has a pretty long past with both Ryan and Daniel. She was with both of them. And it's gonna be really, really fucking cool. Yeah, essentially, Lucy Fallon's set to reprise her role as Bethany Platt sometime after Christmas, following a 4-year break from the soap. But yeah, Bethany had a relationship with Daniel. They got together, and it'll be really fucking fun. And so we're building up to this big, like, emotional, like, oh, I love you, and then Daniel's just sat there by himself. And Daniel can be quite vindictive when he's hurt. So we're just expecting to see, like, a love fucking, like, square, where obviously we have Daisy, Ryan, Daniel, and then Bethany. And it'll be really interesting to see how that's going to play out, because, will Daniel and Bethany have some unspoken, like, truths? How will Bethany react to seeing how Ryan's reacted to the, like, scarring? Has she seen it? Does she know anything? Has she seen this stuff? Obviously it's a bit in the can, so we can keep developing the affair between Ryan and Daisy, and have Daniel none the wiser. Maybe it comes out at Christmas or something, and it's a big, like, you cheated on me, you fucker, like this big explosive scene. Ryan's been taken in. He's probably, like, perhaps he starts to live with Daniel and Daisy. I don't know how they do that, but, like some, like, behind my back type deal. And it is, the reason it's one of my ones to watch is because it's been a really interesting dynamic, because sometimes you do bond over trauma. And sometimes that trauma bonds you for life. And, like, even though you may love your partner, that partner doesn't know what it's like to have been what you've been through. So it's been a really interesting thing to watch, because you can tell that Daisy does love Daniel. She does. But the issue with Ryan is Ryan stepped in so Daisy wasn't disfigured for life. He was a shield. He protected her from what's now one of the worst things that Ryan's had to face in his life. So it was just really interesting. It was just really cool to see. I'll stop saying at some point. And I don't know, I'd love to see a lot more of it. I do look to see how it is going to play out. And it'll be super interesting. But yeah, there we are. Let's go ahead. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by looking at a tier list video. This one made by Soap Study. They did a tier video discussing their favorite soaps. Do you guys want to see that? Is the question. I don't want to just steal it entirely, but obviously they've got a lot more. They've got a lot different. Fuck! I need to stop playing my nose. Like, just wiping it. They've got a bit more of, like, a lens where they're like, cultural impact. The biggest, more impactful things. They've clearly been a soap fan much longer than I have. They've got a different angle than I do. But yes, there we are. So Daisy, Ryan, and Daniel love triangle is my one to watch, and most definitely when Bethany comes back into the fold, so we can see, how they react. But there we are. I've been Ash from Watching Walford. Thank you for watching, and make sure to tell me what you think in the comment section down below. Like the video, subscribe, and share it with your friends or enemies. You can follow us on Twitch at Watching Walford, Instagram at Watching Walford, and Twitter at Watching Walford. And if you want to see me streaming during the week in my off time, go ahead to twitch.tv/aquadreams. AQUADREAMS. I speed run The Simpsons Hit and Run and sometimes play solitaire afterwards. But there we are. So thank you for watching. And make sure to catch me in the next one. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.